Hello darlings, this is Julie and welcome to my channel where we talk everything sewing. In today's video, I will show you how to make this dress you see behind me and also the dress I'm wearing today. This video is also the instructions for my new sewing pattern called Julie. If you want to make this dress yourself, I will link the pattern down below in the description box where you will find my Etsy pattern shop. In this tutorial, we will learn a lot of great techniques. We will learn how to make French seam, rolled hem, how to press darts, how to sew the cuff, how to sew button plackets. So a lot of great techniques that I cannot wait to share with you. So let's get started. We will start assembling our dress from darts. Take back bodice piece and pin both darts. Pinned darts will look like this. Now take front bodice piece and pin darts too. This is how pin front darts look, and now let's move to sewing machine. At the sewing machine, sew first dart using straight stitch. Secure the beginning and the end of the seam. Once first dart is sewn, put it together with second dart like this and mark where the top of the second dart should start. Sew second dart from marked part down. With this method, you will ensure that both darts start at the same height. Repeat these steps to sew front darts. Now we will press the darts. First, press dart seam. Then press dart to the opposite side, then it will be permanently set into. Then turn it into permanent side and press again. Finish pressing dart by gently gliding and steaming dart from the right side of the garment. This is how pressed dart looks compared with a non-pressed one. See what a big difference? Repeat same step by pressing remaining darts. Now we will finish sleeve slit. First, cut through slit as marked on the pattern. You'll also need fabric strap from the same fabric as your dress, which should be twice the length of the slit and approximately 2.5 centimeters width. Place strap on the beginning of the slit, right sides together. Sew strap around the slit about 3 mm from the edge. Once you start approaching the top of the slit, straighten the fabric to straight line. In this part, you'll be sewing about 1 mm from the edge. Continue to sew until the end of slit. Once done, press the seam, pushing seam allowance towards strap side. Next, take strap, fold it twice and secure with base stitch. The fold should be fully hugging seam allowance and covering previous seam by approximately 1 mm. Now let's stitch around the slit, sewing 1 mm from strap edge. Once this is finished, from the wrong side of the garment, fold the slit like this and at the top, make sure diagonal seam. This seam will ensure that the strap will stay inside of the garment. Press the slit and it should look like this. Repeat the same steps with the second sleeve. Now let's connect our dress with French seam. Put front pieces wrong sides together and pin sides and shoulders. Do the same with skirt details. Put the wrong sides together and pin sides. Also fold sleeves in half, wrong sides together and pin long edge. I'll show this next step with shoulder seam, but you'll apply it to all pinned seams. Sew a straight seam about half of seam allowance. This pattern has 1.5 cm seam allowance, so I'm sewing 7 mm from the edge. In this next step, we will be pressing the seam. This is one of the key elements in getting that beautiful French seam, so don't skip it. First, press seam open. Next, fold it in half, making sure that seam goes right on the edge and press. Trim seam allowance, leaving about 3 mm. Bring seam back to the sewing machine and sew remaining seam allowance, which in my case is about 7 mm from the edge. Seam raw edge is now fully covered. Finish French seam by pressing it. First, press seam towards opposite side that it will be permanently set into. Next, press it to the direction it will be set. Finish pressing the seam from the right side of the garment. Repeat with all remaining pin parts. Now that the top sides and shoulders as well as skirt sides are sewn, I'll attach top bodice piece with a skirt using same French seam method. Next, I'll attach sleeves to the bodice of the dress. I'll use French seam here too, but it's a bit more complicated, so let me show you how I'll do it. First, set machine to longest straight stitch and leave long thread tail. Sew around curved sleeve cap part about 7 mm from the edge. Do not secure the beginning or the end of the seam. Now put the sleeve into the armhole wrong sides together. Using base stitch, connect sleeve at the seam allowance line, which is 1.5 centimeters. At the curve, it will be slightly difficult, so pull those long stitches and create light gathers so that the sleeve cap fits into the armhole neatly. Using standard length straight stitch, sew around the armhole at half seam allowance, in this case 7 mm from the edge. Once you've sewn around the armhole, trim seam allowance, leaving about 3 mm. Fold the fabric so that the seam goes right on the middle. You can press the seam if you want here. Secure with base stitch. Sew around the armhole at seam allowance line, which is about 7 mm. Remove base stitch and gathering stitches. Finished seam will look like this. Press it and repeat with second sleeve. Now let's finish the hem. Take raw edge of the hem and fold it to the inside of the garment around 5 mm. Sew around the hem 1 mm from the edge. Trim seam allowance all around the hem. Fold the hem one more time, this time around 3 to 5 mm. Sew around the hem and keep folding hem as you sew. Ideally, you would want to sew right on top of the first seam, but no worries if that doesn't happen, it will come with practice. Once you went around the hem, you'll get a beautiful rolled hem, which is perfect finish for light to medium fabrics. Now we will insert the cuff. First, put fusible interfacing on the wrong side of the cuff. Use light to medium weight interfacing. Make sure to mark all notches on the cuff as marked on the pattern. Now we will create gathers at the bottom of the sleeve so that it fits to the cuff. Set sewing machine to the longest straight stitch. Leave long thread tails and sew about 7 mm from the edge. Do not secure the seam and leave long thread tails at the end too. Make a second seam parallel to the first one about 1.5 cm from the edge. Again, leave long thread tails and don't secure the seam. Holding both thread tails at the same time, start pulling them and forming gathers. Pull gathers to the length of your cuff until the notch. Once you gather to needed length, tie knots from thread tail so that the gathers don't fall apart. Take cuff, put it right sides together with sleeve and pin. Make sure that the notch is aligned with the side which is closer to the sleeve seam. Using standard length stitch, sew at the seam allowance. Make sure that the slit strap is sewn like this and the other side is folded so that when you close the cuff, the slit finish is not visible. Remove those long gathering stitches, gently press the seam down, but don't overpress the gather. Now this part will be tricky. Fold the cuff in half, right sides together. Using base stitch, stitch sides together, then pivot and continue to base stitch until around the middle of the cuff. Layer should go cuff, sleeve gathers, then cuff again. Now we do the same for the other side. Base stitch sides, pivot and continue to base stitch, leaving about 3 cm or more for the opening of the sleeve. We will later turn out our cuff inside out through this opening. For the sewing, start at the bottom and go up. With needle pull down, pivot and continue to sew base stitch part. Once you reach the end of base stitch, secure the seam and cut thread. Leave the opening unstitched and continue to sew from base stitch seam, securing the beginning. When sewing, make sure you are sewing right on top of that first seam. Press cuff side open like this. Trim seam allowance all around the cuff. Cut corners diagonally so that you avoid bulk. Through the opening, turn the cuff inside out. Make sure that the corners are neat and sharp. Now we will finish the opening. Fold seam allowance to the inside and secure with base stitch. Using invisible hand stitch, secure the opening like this. Remove base stitch and press the cuff. Repeat with the second cuff. Next step is button placket. Interface wrong sides of both plackets. Fold placket lengthwise and press. This will be our fold marking. From the inside of the dress, put fusible interfacing and to secure placket placement ending. Cut corner diagonally. Put placket at the edge of the placket placement, right sides together, and base stitch all the way down. Do the same with both plackets. At the sewing machine, sew along base stitch lines. Remove base stitch and press the plackets towards the middle of the dress. Pressed placket looks like this. Trim seam allowance leaving about 3 to 5 millimeters. At the top, remove 1 centimeter of stitch. Fold placket in half and make a short stitch at the top. Repeat the same with the second placket. Turn it inside out and make a nice sharp corner. Now fold the seam allowance of the placket and using base stitch, secure it to place all the way to the bottom. Make sure that the fold is fully hugging previous seam. Repeat with the second placket. At the bottom, place plackets on top of each other. Pull to the inside and stitch together with that triangle at the bottom. The finished stitch should look like this. Now starting from placket side, which is on top, start top stitching 1 millimeter from placket edge. Once you reach bottom, put both plackets on top of each other, make a few more stitches, pull needle down, pivot, stitch, pull needle down again. Continue to stitch all until the top of the placket. Remove base stitches. From the inside of the garment, we will finish raw edge of the placket. Trim excess seam allowance, leaving only the seam allowance of the top placket. Fold it, hugging raw edges, and make a short stitch. Now onto the neckline ribbon finish. Put both ribbon pieces right sides together and stitch along the back center seam. Press open. Pin ribbon to the neckline right sides together with the bodice of the dress and pin following the markings on the pattern. Make a seam along the neckline. Fold the ribbon in half, right sides together, and pin until you reach neckline. At the neckline, you will switch to base stitch. Same as we did with the cuff, we will base stitch ribbon to the neckline, layering ribbon, neckline, ribbon. Do this a few centimeters until the middle or as much as you feel comfortable. Repeat from the other side. Base stitch neckline, leaving several centimeters for opening. Start sewing at the side of the ribbon. Once you reach neckline, make sure to stitch right on top of the previous seam. Once you reach the end of base stitch, secure the seam. Leaving opening unstitched, continue to sew from base stitch, securing the beginning. Once you've sewn along the whole ribbon, press side seam open. Trim corners diagonally. Trim neckline seam allowance, leaving about 3 to 5 millimeters of seam allowance. Turn ribbon inside out. I'm using a screwdriver to help me with this task. Make sure that the ribbon corners are nice and sharp. Now we will finish the neckline opening the same way as we did with cuff opening. Fold seam allowance to the inside, base stitch, and finish with invisible hand stitch. Remove base stitch once finished. Final step is to do buttonholes and attaching buttons. I'm doing my buttonholes on sewing machine and will install buttons by hand. Once the buttons are in, give your dress a good final press and it's finished. This is how my dress looks and I absolutely love it. I really love this silhouette of the dress. And I also made another version in this polka dot lightweight cotton with elastin. It's a bit more drapey and I love it as well. And the last third version of this dress that I made is from this Barbie Marciano fabric, which was my initial concept dress. Thank you for watching today's video and I will see you next time. Bye!